Actually, our time has came, and today we are going to see about the notification of drug inspector. Okay, so for drug inspector, after so long days, after waiting of a long days, so finally drug inspector notification has released, and for 419 vacancy in that. Okay, so 419 vacancy, and the date of apply date till not announced, exam date is also till not announced, but they have announced about the notification has came. Okay, so let's see what are the different procedures. First of all, see UPSC drug inspector recruitment 2026 in this union public service commission, that is UPSC. So the exam will be conducted by UPSC. Exam will be conducted by UPSC. And what are the criteria like eligibility? First of all, you have to be graduate and a bachelor degree with either pharmacy or pharmaceutical science. Along with that, if you have any medicine with specialization like clinical pharmacology or microbiology from a recognized university or institute, such that should be central or government university. Okay, so across India, it is not state wise. Actually, drug inspector are of two types. One is state and one is central. Central one is CDSC. State is normally state wise like APTSC and TSPSC, like this. But APSC, like these exams are normally conducted for state drug inspector. For central directly, it will be conducted by UPSC. Okay, so it is, since the exam is conducted by UPSC, so it is all over the India. Across the India you can apply anywhere. So freshers or experience all are allowed. So you should not have a experience certificate of 2 years or 18 months. Earlier it was there that there should be an 18-month experience certificate, but now it is not needed. So now freshers can also apply and experienced one can also apply. Okay, next we will see what are the conditions. So the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has officially notified that the news for recommended ultimately CDSCO drug inspector. So CDSCO drug inspector notification has applied, and it is what they will see that the mark, and these marks the biggest opening of CDSCO history. You have to remember that biggest history. Why it is called biggest history? Because 419 vacancies, not a small thing. So 419 drug inspector vacancies announced for 2025. Okay, so let's see how to apply and what are the criteria and everything. So UPSC drug inspector 2025 overview. First of all, organization UPSC. Okay, department Central Drug Standard Control and CDSCO, DGHS, Ministry Health and Family Welfare. Post name Drug Inspector. Post name Drug Inspector. You have to focus on that. What is the post name? Post name is Drug Inspector. Okay. Next vacancies. How much vacancy? 419 vacancy. You have to be happy and you have to start working from now only. Start preparing from now and work hard properly. Be consistent with your preparation, and definitely you will have everything very easily. Don't worry. Okay, so classification group B, pay scale. This is important. So many people asked about the pay scale. So pay scale, pay level 8. Level 8 means, see, gross payment is gross salary is 47,600 starting, but when they will add allowance and everything with that, I approximately 70 to 75 or maybe 80 it will be, along with the all allowance and everything. So net salary will be 80, but normally gross 47 and up to 1,51,000. Okay, next, probation period only 2 years. It is not so important. Main headquarters, CDSU headquarters, job application across India. You can apply all over the country. And selection process, written exam. This is very, very important. You have to focus on that. Selection, written exam, along with that interview. Both written exam and interview will be there. And in that exam will be two steps, two exam 1, exam 2. Exam 1 will be of 200 mark, and in that 200 marks the question will be asked only from pharmaceutical science. Okay, and the second test, that will be of 50 mark, and that 50 mark will be general knowledge only. and the exam is conducted by authority, that is UPSC. See, it is the consulting authority is UPSC. So ultimately UPSC drug inspector. Same page came 2 times, no problem. So UPSC drug inspector important date. Ultimately official gazette notification came 4-5 days ago only, on 11 November. Okay, but notification still actually didn't came. Online application date didn't came, but it will be released very soon. Okay, last date of apply not came. Exam date to be announced. It will be announced very soon. Very soon. Okay. Next we will see what are the qualification. So educational qualification, candidate must possess any one of the following degrees from a recognized university. So what are the degree? Bachelor degree in pharmacy, mainly B pharmacy, or any pharmaceutical science. Bachelor degree in pharmacy or any pharmaceutical science. Next, bachelor degree in medicine with specialization in clinical pharmacology. Clinical pharmacology is also important. The people who are studying in clinical pharmacology, they can also apply for the UPSC drug inspector, and also microbiology people also can apply. Now I want to tell you one thing, the competition will be little bit tough. Why? Because so many people will be there, aspirant, so many candidates will be there. Why? Because now they also added medicines. Wait, I'll show you after some time in the next page, maybe I'll show you. Acha, next see relaxation. So UPSC may relax qualification for well qualified. One second please. So well qualified candidates, UPSC may relax qualification for well qualified candidates. SC/ST candidates may receive relaxation experience criteria if needed. So that's not so important. As important is this one, age limit. Age limit is very important. So age limit for UR or EWS. UR means general. For general or EWS, the age limit is up to 30 years. For OBC, 33 years. For SC/ST, 35 years. For physically weak and handicapped, 40 years. Government servant relaxable up to 5 years. If you are already a government servant, so up to 5 years. Okay. Next, the crucial date of our age determination will be mentioned on the official UPSC advertisement. These all things are already given based on the earlier criteria. Okay. Next, selection process. See, recruitment will be conducted by UPSC. Already I have mentioned. Written exam already I mentioned earlier. Paper 1, paper 2. Two paper will be there. Okay. Paper 1 complete pharmaceutical science. How much? 200 mark. Paper 1 pharmaceutical science and how much? 200 mark. Paper 2 general knowledge, how much? 50 marks. So you have to focus on that. So 50 marks general science, 200 mark pharmaceutical science. Next, after written examination, you will have an interview. That is personality test. It is of 100 mark. Okay. The detailed syllabus and making scheme will be provided in the UPSC notification soon. Okay. Next, job role and responsibility. Ultimately, what are the rules and responsibility of drug inspector? Already you have studied in the jurisprudence. Yes or no? So inspect pharmaceutical manufacturing unit. What are the regulatory bodies and what are the regulatory authorities? In that you have to. I hope you would have studied in that B pharmacy. Yes or no? So the main role and responsibilities are inspect pharmaceutical manufacturing unit, ensure compliance with Drug and Cosmetics Act. Drug and Cosmetics Act which year? 1940. And it came into act in which year? Shit. So Drug and Cosmetics Act is in which year it is it is created in 1940, and it came into act in which year? 1948. Yes or no? One second please. So Drugs and Cosmetics Act, you have to write there 1940. From jurisprudence it can also be asked. Next, oversee the quality standard and licensing of the condition. Quality standard and licensing condition. Okay. So next thing, monitor the safety and handle cases related to spurious drugs. Spurious drug. What is the definition of spurious drug? You have to remember that one. For a competitive exam, it is very, very important. Next, salary and benefit. See, pay level 8. That means 47,600 to 1,51,100. But in that 47,600, when they will add the allowance, after that it will be almost 70 to 75,000 starting. Okay. Next, parks, DA, HRA, transport allowance, TLC, pension benefit, and all these things. Yeah. Don't think it will be so much easier. Like, it will be little bit tough. Next, probation training. Already I mentioned earlier, probation and training, 2 years of the probation, including mandatory induction training. Okay, and at least 2 weeks duration. But application process. So application process will be directly you have to apply from the UPSC online portal. In that, application will be accepted through the UPSC online recruitment application ORS system. Once the detailed advertisement is released, step 1, how to apply. So when the application will come, definitely I will inform again. Don't worry about that. Let's see the changes. So in 2010 rules, 100 posts were there, and in 2025 rules, 419 posts are there. In that, only pharmacy, pharma, science students were allowed to write the exam. But now see, that was I was mentioning earlier, that pharmacy, pharmaceutical science, medicine also, clinical pharmacology, microbiology also. So for that, what will happen? The competition will be little bit tough and it will be higher. Okay. So now, earlier who were there? Only pharmacy and pharma students. But now, pharmacy, pharmaceutical science, medicine, clinical pharmacology, microbiology, all students will be there. So the candidate will be more, number of candidate more means competition will be high definitely. Mode of recruitment, again by selection via 100% recruitment via UPSC. Okay, probation 1 year, 2+ training, already I told you. Pay level scale, 9,300 PB2. So ultimately here, it was earlier in 2010, it was 9,300 to 34,800 plus GP. So what was the GP? 4,600. But now pay level 8 directly, 47,600 to 1,51,000. Next, few people asked some question that any experience is required or not. So there is no experience required. Second thing is that few people asked what are the eligibility. So eligibility is very basic. If you completed your graduation in pharmacy, B.Pharm, and even MBBS people, that is medicine and pharma, all can apply and all can write, all are eligible for the exam. So UPSC Drug Inspector requirement significant for GSR. The most important thing here is that focusing on Drug Act 1940, Drug and Cosmetics Act. Next, manufacturing, analysis, current affairs, and health and pharma, related to health and pharma. Okay, now we will see the frequently asked question. The first question is, what is the last date to apply the Drug Inspector 2025 recruitment? So the exact date will be specified on the official UPSC website, but it is not mentioned now. So is there any negative marking in the drug inspector exam? So many people asked about that question. Is there any negative? So the detailed exam scheme, including whether negative marking is applied or not, will be published in the UPSC notification soon. The gazette notification itself does not specify the exam pattern. Okay, next, can B.Pharm graduate applied for the drug inspector post? Yes, 100% yes. B.Pharm graduate 100% yes, they can apply. So don't worry, if you have completed B.Pharm, just start preparing for now. At least you would have 6 to 7 months in your hand. Within 6 to 7 months, you have to be so much dedicated and consistent with your study and preparation that whenever exam will come, you should rock. You have to rock. Okay. So clinical pharmacology, microbiology, medicine, specialization in pharmaceutical science, pharmacy, already I told few minutes ago. So what is the selection process by direct recruitment? What is the selection process? Direct recruitment. Don't worry about that. So what are the salary? Pay level 8. Pay level 8 means ultimately it is written that's 47,600 to 1,50,000, but it will be starting from 70-75. Okay. How many vacancies? 419 posts. How many vacancies? 419 posts. 419 post. Next, is probation required? Yes, 2 years. The one and for the most important and last question is this: can freshers apply? Can freshers apply? Answer is yes. Freshers can also apply. Yes, freshers are eligible to apply. Freshers are eligible to apply for the drug inspector post, and there is no prior experience requirement. And there is no prior experience requirement mentioned in the 2025. Okay, So 2025 location, everything is removed. Experience is removed. No, nothing. Only you have to candidate need to fulfill the educational qualification and age limit. Age limit is under 30. Age limit is under 30. And educational qualification is graduation with medicine and compounding, that is pharma. Okay, however, candidate is relevant to industry regulatory experience may have an advantage during the selection process. That is later. That is secondary thing, and it will depend on your luck. So, final tips for UPSC Drug Inspector preparation. First one is that focus on the Pharmacy Act. Focus on the Pharmacy Act and regulation. That is juris, and this is totally dependent on the juris subject. So focus on the Pharmacy Act and regulation. Next, practice MCQ more, follow current affairs, solve previous year question. Not only regulation, drugs and cosmetics acts in pharmacy. And also I'll mention another thing. I forgot to put another one. Plus formulations. Formulation very, very important. Formulation and NME. What is NME? NME is new molecular entity. So formulation new molecular entity. In this new molecular entity, you will directly find clinical test and preclinical, clinical trial, clinical test, everything you will get there directly. Okay. So all the very best, and thank you for being connected with me, and all the very best. So hope you will do something very good. Okay.